so much to do in this tavern if Steve can contain himself even the slightest bit. Fight dwarves. Move. Ah, yes, nudity. I blame a certain someone that opened up the settings menu and will be trying to do that. Nudity? I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. Ooga booga? Just kidding. Everything is reset back to normal now.
You have just entered a small, rowdy tavern on the outskirts of the village.
Dude, that was great.
A grumpy barkeep
10 out of
polishes
10
a
game,
mug
I'm
behind the
telling
counter.
ya.
Most of the noise in the tavern.
Yeah. You know what? I'll miss enough. No, know what I'll miss though? Candelabra. Yeah, not me. Not me. I'll
You
be
recall
honest
that
with
you've
you.
been meaning to read an important note from your father.
All right, we're finally done with that rabbit hole. Steve has wasted plenty of time already, but he's hardly touched most of the content available in the tavern. Trust me, his reaction is some of us will be priceless. Okay. Leave tavern. Of course. Figures. Well, we don't have anything prepared outside the tavern. We'd have to wing it. What do you think? Let him outside. We'll figure something out. What kind of crazy stuff is left in the tavern? I'm curious on both, bro. What's left in the tavern? Let's find out. What kind of gentle nudge should he give Steve to keep him inside? A bouncer at the door? Something more sarcastic.
You leave the tavern and then re-enter immediately. How disappointing. They don't have one of those little devices that chime when the door opens, you say. Obviously, the only reason I would try to leave the tavern is to confirm this vital piece of information.
What up, dwarf bros? That's what I'd say. This is something about dwarves, right? Yes. Starting to become fluent in the language of Steve. I do wish he would just learn the approved verbs list, though. Yep.
Greetings, dwarf brethren, you say. I have decided that you dwarves have the least offensive odor of anyone in the tavern, and thus will have the privilege of being my target of social interaction. Prithee, how might you serve a noble adventurer such as I?
You already did the Knuckle Bones mini games, so let's skip that. If we could also avoid encouraging Steve to go on a murder spree, that would be grand. What should we have the dwarves do? Offer to compare beard lengths. Yes.
One of the dwarves turns to you and says, Well, hello. My name is Hagen. I tell you, there ain't nothing more adventurous than a beard growing contest. There's some gold in it for you if you can stand up to us dwarves. What do you say?
Yeah.
Participate in beard growing contest? Costs 5 gold. Yes or no?
No.
You scoff in disgust. I could hardly concern myself with such a trivial activity. I must attend to my noble matters without distraction. Hagen rolls his eyes and shifts his attention back to his game.
Steal gold from Hagen. Oh man, I knew he would. I knew we shouldn't have taught Steve the steal command. Back at the monastery. Uh-oh.
Given how tactfully I handled that conversation, the universe shall now grant me a rich reward, you say to yourself. Guide my fingers, O Great One. Your mischievous little fingers find their way into Hagen's pockets.
Is Steve successful? Oh no, I got a D20. I got this. Why am I not using my D20s? Come on now. Good sir. Steve, I'm sorry, that's a 6.
Hagen notices you immediately. By the beards of the ancients, a thief! Shouts Hagen. You're hollering for a clobbering! He and all his dwarf buddies surround you.
Uh-oh. It's surprising we're heading to another unnecessary comment. Oh, I guess who forgot to check his stupid inventory again. I know last time we gave him a dagger, but he won't get that luxury this time.
Having no weapons or any sort of backup plan, you prepare to take on the group of dwarves with your bare fists.
Aw, shit.
Combat. Type Help Combat for list of battle commands.
Attack.
You crack your knuckles and charge at the dwarves like a rabid coyote. You manage to land a punch on one of the dwarves as he readies his menacing battle axe.
He's bringing out weapons in this game? Fuck! Smash, bash, gash.
I'll get you thundering bugger, yells a dwarf. He and his dwarf friends grab their battle axes and drunkenly swing at you. You manage to avoid most of their attacks, but you do incur a small gash on your arm.
Ooh, 6 damage.
You duck under the swinging battle axe of one of the dwarves and jab the attacker in the nose.
Ooh, nice. What do the dwarves do now? Take out the trash. Cash dash. Take out the trash.
A dwarf picks you up and hoists you over his head. Hi, lads. Isn't it garbage day? He lops you headfirst into the garbage bin. You're disappointed that your noble robes are now soiled.
Aw, shit. 13 damage. Holy shit.
You wipe away blood from your mouth. Is this my blood or theirs? You ponder as you knock another dwarf in the teeth.
Oh, shit, it's close. What do we do? Thrash splash? Thrash splash? Splash?
2 of the dwarves grab you by the head and heels. Another dwarf opens up a barrel of ale, saying, "Don't he look a little thirsty?" The dwarves dunk you in the ale as you gasp for air.
You take 6 damage. You have been defeated.
Surprisingly, your fists were insufficient to take on the many dwarves. The dwarves cut you up like Sunday lunch. You are dead. A team of dwarves clobbered you to death.
Damn. Get fucked, Steve. He needs to reset back to a specific point. If he dies in combat, it is reset to the start of that encounter. Otherwise, the game typically resets to the beginning of the combat. What a nice congratulatory met. What's a nice congratulatory? Better luck next time. Way to go, idiot.
Better luck next time. Restart encounter? Yes or no?
No. Ooh, at least he has enough sense now to not take the doors the second time.
Restart Act 1? Yes or no?
No, I'm gonna need
Act
drink
1.
this.
The Tavern.
I want to try to get through this. Like, I have a feeling. Sorry, my nose is running. I have a feeling that there's going to be another cutoff. There's going to be a part where it's like, hey, you fucked or something. I don't know. Blah blah blah. Lots of repeating text. Blah blah blah.
You have just entered a small, rowdy tavern on the outskirts of the village. A grumpy barkeep polishes a mug behind the counter. Most of the noise in the tavern emanates from a table of boisterous dwarves.
Blah blah blah.
Note from your father.
Blah blah blah. I think that's enough of the dwarves. He should find something more interesting to do. There's so much to do in this tavern. If Steve can contain himself even the slightest bit. Fight dwarves. Move. Ah, yes, nudity. I blame a certain someone that opened up the settings menu. New. Nudity? I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. That is awesome. I don't know what you're talking about.
My favorite style of adventuring is Greco-Roman style, you proclaim. You proceed to disrobe in this very public setting. Onlookers, be graced by my pasty appearance, you say.
Nice. Ah, I guess that nudity setting actually works. His underwear can't be removed as long as nudity is disabled. What? Hey, you were not gonna be able to do it again. Heaven help me now. His underwear is gone. Well, for your eyes, ladies. We have two approaches here. How do these pour into shock and disgust?
The patrons of the tavern gasp and scream, their evening tarnished by a maniac who is way too close to being naked. Hagen, one of the dwarves in the corner, shouts, "Oi! Put your clothes back on, you perverted loon! This here's a family establishment!" Another dwarf covers his eyes and hollers, "By the gods, he's incandescent!"
Oh, Hagen. Oh, yes. I'm sure Hagen is up for a chat. He's bi-curious. So.
You strut your stuff up to the table of cowering dwarves, confidently asserting your nearly bare body before them. "Hey, stranger danger," says Hagen. "I won't want you again. Begone, foul beast!"
Attack Hagen. Oh, fuck. Yeah, good one, Steve. Hagen deserves to be called out for his unbridled puritanism.
"Ah, I see that you bear witness to the flow of testosterone oozing from my chiseled physique," you say to Hagen. "I shall now channel this rugged manliness and raw aggression into the beatdown of your life." You psych yourself up for a bout of fisticuffs with Hagen the dwarf. Combat. Type Help Combat for list of battle commands. You prance about with your fists raised, throwing some fake-out jabs at a target that refuses to look at you. You bop the poor dwarf on the nose. "Hop, hop, Hagen," you call out.
Hagen the dwarf takes 3 damage. Chide, pick up the backside. The backside? Yeah, sure, why not?
Hagen shoves his dwarven foot up your backside. "Oh gods, I shouldn't be able to aim this well."
11 damage.
You continue throwing unsolicited punches at your blinded opponent. You strike Hagen a few times in the jaw.
Right.
Hagen keeps his eyes covered while he clambers over chairs and tables to escape you. "Get out of my way!" he hollers. "Doesn't this tavern have an emergency eye wash station?"
Shit.
You refuse to relent in this noble battle you've picked. "Hagen, come dear, it's customary to let the nobleman assault you," you say as you continue pummeling him.
Fratricide? Fratricide? What?
Hagen grabs a battle axe from one of his nearby friends and begins swinging it wildly. "Oh, you'll pay for this, you little prune!" he shouts. He blindly strikes a fellow dwarf. "Gods, watch your swing!" cries the other dwarf. The dwarves continue to blindly attack each other. Perhaps exposure to the frigid air has heightened your senses, or the dwarves were too distracted questioning their own masculinity, but you lay out Hagen and his dwarf friends with just your 4th punch. You revel in your easy victory. Huzzah! You feel like the other tavern goers would look at you in awe if doing so didn't cause them mental anguish.
Talk Barkeep. I'm surprised he didn't loot Hagen. Me neither.
You lurk on over to the barkeep. "Say, barkeep, do you have a no shirt, no shoes, no service policy?" you say, smugly pointing to the singular piece of clothing you have left.
How does the barkeep roll his eyes with anger? I'd be angry.
The barkeep rolls his eyes with exasperated fury. "Every day with you, stupid nobleman," he says. "Look at my wealth. Look at my mansion. Look at my underwear. You can't just order a drink like normal folk."
He on bark? Bro, what the hell is Steve doing?
Invalid command. P on barkeep. Type help for assistance.
I should like to have Steve arrested. How should we accomplish this? Just arrest him for typing too many whatever his next action will be. Just arrest him for typing too many invalid commands. Alright, Steve, your next command better not disappoint. Inventory. Okay, we can figure this out. What contraband should we put in his inventory? Cocaine! Unregistered sword, maybe?
You're carrying note from father, sword of imminent incarceration, an amount of gold. Suddenly, a raid of village guards bursts into the tavern. The guard captain demands to inspect your sword of imminent incarceration. "The serial numbers have been filed off," he says. "Thou art under arrest for possession of unregistered weapon."
Uh-oh.
"Nonsense! I couldn't possibly have done anything illegal," you object. "I'm rich." The village guard proceeds to beat you out of consciousness.
Continue. See where this goes.
Act 2.
Jail.
Jail. You awaken inside a dark and grimy jail cell. You're surrounded by 3 rough stone walls and an array of unforgiving iron bars. The jail cell contains naught but a straw mat and a stinky bucket.
Send Steve to jail. Don't go. I got that achievement. Nice. No, I don't think this is quite far enough.
You're chained to the wall with iron shackles of the highest caliber. "Oh, phooey," you say. "My insolence and unbridled stupidity has landed me in chains. Perhaps I ought to learn how to properly behave in my surroundings, as to not amble about pointlessly and annoy everyone." You are now wearing clothes again. You wonder whose poor job it was to re-equip your noble robes.
I must say, I'm quite enjoying this. We should have him chained up a long time ago. Steve is committed to this fantasy world. We might as well teach him the proper way of navigating it. Continue. I agree.
A surly
Your
guard
actions
sitting
have
outside your
consequences.
cell laughs at your hopeless circumstances. He begins rifling through your belongings. "Oh, what's this? A note from Daddy," he says. "This seems like it's really important information. Let's see what your pappy has to say, eh? To my dearest son, normally I would hesitate to ask a task this daunting of you, but it is not I, but the king himself that requires it. As if the king doesn't have other better people to ask. There lies a princess high atop Fantasy Mountain in the Tower of Thraldom. Oh, poor princess. She's imprisoned by a mysterious and powerful captor. As heiress to the throne, the very fate of this kingdom relies solely on her return to the Eternal Palace. Oh, I bid thee to travel to this unassuming tavern, her last known location, and might I add a fitting location to begin such an adventure. Oh yeah, and don't get arrested. Sincerely, Father.
We haven't given him a chance for Steve to interact. Let me fix that.
Stay conscious? Yes or no?
What?
You stay awake. Now, if I were you, says the guard, I would dedicate myself to saving this princess girl. It sounds like this will go a long way in proving yourself to your father. Plus, she's probably a real cutie pie. Instead, you ran around in your underwear with that illegal sword of yours and got arrested. Daddy will be so proud. Good going. The guard continues to laugh and laugh at you. Stay conscious, yes or no?
This prison guard is so useful. I want to keep him around as long as we can. Do you see that red letter? Huh? On. The system memory is probably struggling because Steve won't stop communicating, committing crimes. Won't worry about it. So what was that? The skeleton and the guard? I bet those are like two different NPCs that can break free. No.
Act 2. Still jail.
Still jail.
You awaken inside a dark and grimy jail cell again. Nobody has touched your precious straw mat nor your stinky bucket. You remain chained to the wall with iron shackles. Good morning. Now, where were we? Says the guard. He resumes laughing at you. You will now participate in court-ordered community service, says the guard. Under my direct supervision, we'll proceed to Fantasy Mountain and rescue the princess. No funny business. We're keeping those handcuffs on at all times. Do everything I say, let the adventure happen, and we'll be out of here by lunch. Watch guard do your quest for you? Yes or yes?
Spit on guard. Steve, I need a yes.
Invalid command. Spit on guard. Yes or yes prompts should be answered with yes or yes. Type help for...
Hold up. I just found a rogue NPC. Danger alert. Don't let it spawn in. Let's see what it is.
Suddenly, you spot a blue feathered parrot outside the window of your cell. You have a strange familiarity with the creature, but you cannot come up with a reasonable explanation as to why. Lenny was the bird's name, you recall.
Lenny looks like the princess has come back. Gods, this was so miserable.
Lenny flutters through the window and onto your shoulder. As he approaches, you see he's carrying a ring of keys, which he drops into your hands. He gently nibbles your ear, squawking, "Popcorn?
Popcorn? Princess, can you hear us? Hello? Princess!"
Attached to the keys is a note that reads, "In a bind, huh? Good luck out there, Steve. P."
Yo, this is pretty cool. I don't think she can hear us. I don't think so either, man. She's in it for Steve, not me. Give popcorn to Lenny. Is he supposed to have popcorn in this jail? Let's give Lenny some popcorn somehow. We really need to interrogate Lenny. Let's just give him some popcorn. Why not? Once they're paired to have popcorn, then she can be the one to figure it out. How to bring popcorn into the story. Okay, fair enough.
You look around your cell. If only my captors had approved my request for a popcorn machine, you say. Perhaps some will materialize around me somewhere?
Another guard rounds the corner.
Hi, I'm prison guard Larry. It's time for the prisoners to eat brunch. Today you'll have popcorn,
he says with a wink. He hands you an open bucket of popcorn through the cell's iron bars. He then eyes you suspiciously before slowly grabbing a few kernels and popping them in his mouth.
Delivery fee?
He leaves to continue delivering brunch to the other prisoners.
Popcorn?
Lenny chirps excitedly. He grabs a kernel out of the bucket and gleefully shreds his treat apart before flying out the window.
Hey, princess. She's gone. Don't think we'll get any answers from her until we reach the her tower again. Okay. Use keys. All right. Well, I guess Steve is free from his shackles now. Thanks, I guess.
I have zero questions about why a parrot just came to my prison and delivered me keys that unlock my iron shackles. This is a well-structured narrative as far as I'm concerned, you say. You are now free to move about your cell. I can't wait to examine my illustrious provisions. Straw hat and stinky bucket.
Stinky bucket.
Also, the guard just watched this whole exchange, too. Lousy exotic birds unlocking my prisoners, he says. And I ain't never heard of no prison guard Larry before, neither.
Look, Matt. What is Steve 500's Matt? Keys? Actually, Matt is the name of the guard. Keys, I guess. That's not, I don't want to. Matt.
You find another ring of keys hidden underneath the straw mat. The keys are identical to the ones you're already carrying. It appears I have bypassed a difficult puzzle with my avian charisma, you say. For some reason, I'm beginning to doubt whether this princess even needs my rescuing.
Oh. Look, bucket. How much time has Steve spent sniffing his stinky bucket? Very long time. Stop being vindictive. Fine. You.
I'm not taking one step closer to that stinky bucket, you say. I'm far too cultured to interact with an object with that level of stink.
And cell door. I still can't believe Lenny just handed him the whole ring of keys. Steve didn't even try to distract the guard. Are we letting him open his cell door? No.
You start unlocking the door with your keys so you can open it. The guard, who has been watching you intently this whole time, immediately walks over to your cell. Oh, come on, give me a little credit, says the guard. The guard shoves you to the floor. Don't even think about it, he says.
There we go. We gotta teach Steve lessons. Or what? Here's me that Steve requires more stimulation. How can we make jail more entertaining? Spawn a random gives. Yes, let's give a random NPC. Okay, give me a second. I'll dig around the game files for an MC who, well, we give Steve an error message.
Invalid command, fart. Type help for assistance.
Which is the work well the gel this time. Tutorial Terry. Huggy the gnome? Yeah, get Huggy the gnome in there. Give
An
us some
adorable
new.
little gnome with a cute pointy red hat randomly appears in your prison cell. Hello, I am Huggy the gnome. I hope we can be best friends.
Oh no. Steve's perfect little cellmate. Why is adorable fellow in jail? I think about to be shanked. Oh no. Why is he in jail? Oh, Huggy deserves it. Trust me. What? What does that mean, CPU? What does that mean? Talk, Huggy? What does he say to Huggy? Seriously, why are you in jail? Why are you in jail? Well, that's the question I would ask.
Hello, you say. Aren't you the cutest gnome? I can't imagine what kind of horrible monster arrested you, little buddy. Did those mean guards throw you in here for no reason? Huggy the gnome pouts. Boo-hoo! Huggy the gnome is the victim of systemic oppression, he says. My gnome people need your help, adventurer. Only someone extremely brave and noble like you can rescue us. Accept quest from Huggy the gnome?
Hell yeah.
Yes or no?
Watch out. This Huggy character's shifty. I'm telling you. Okay, CPU, whatever. This is awesome. I love this game. What kind of quest does Huggy give? Slay a monster. That's got to be it. Yeah. I don't know what sedemic
Huggy
oppression
needs
is.
you to slay a terrible monster. He's terrorizing Huggy's people, and he's mean and scary. The monster has a weakness, though. Listen very closely, and Huggy will tell you the secret way to defeat the monster.
The code for Huggy's quest is very unusual. What is Huggy up to?
To defeat the evil monster, there's a 9-digit number you need to shout out at him. Luckily, this number is easy to find. The monster's secret number is exactly the same as your dad's social security number. The gnome screams and points behind you. look, it's the monster. He's here in the jail. Oh, he's invisible. He's an invisible monster. Oh, quick, you need to say the magic number. Go ask your dad what his social security number is and shout it now to fulfill Huggy's quest.
Hold on, Huggy.
Enter your
Wait a
dad's
minute.
social security number.
I told you Huggy was bad news. Why does this embassy even exist? Now Steve will think TavernQuest is just an elaborate phishing scam. Oh no. Whoa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay. All right. Wow, I can't believe Steve actually typed in his dad's social security number. Better keep this number a secret. My lips are sealed. I don't think that's an actual. My lips are.
What? No, that's not right. That's not even enough numbers, says Huggy the gnome. Boo-hoo! You failed. You failed Huggy's quest. You're a failure.
Damn, Huggy. I think Steve deserves a bit of story progression. All right.
Huggy the gnome sticks his tongue out at you and scampers out of a small hole in the cell that, apparently, he could have used at any point. Hey, who let the gnome back in? Says the prison guard, who then turns to you. Anyway, buddy, it's time for your trial. Come along, it's time to meet the judge. He places you in handcuffs and escorts you out of your cell.
Nice.
The prison guard leads you to a small clinical waiting room. He hands you a clipboard with an intimidating slab of paperwork attached to it. First, you gotta fill out the paperwork, says the prison guard. Just a standard application, boilerplate. You should be done in, say, 4 to 6 hours. Let me know if you need a bathroom break. You stare at the astronomical volume of paperwork in your hands and break into a cold sweat.
Uh-oh. What could be more adventurous than legal proceedings? Fill out paperwork.
You thumb through the pages of the paperwork. Form 121975B, writ of habeas corpus for adventuring-related detainment. This is it. One tiny mistake on this paperwork could cost you years in prison.
What the fuck?
Sheer dread washes over you at the thought of beginning this insurmountable undertaking. With tears welling, you remind yourself how brave you think you are. You wield your pen and begin your duel with bureaucracy. Combat. Type help combat for list of battle commands.
Attack.
With an anguished howl, you write your full legal name at the top of the paperwork. Take that, paperwork, you say.
Form 1219-7B75B. Oh no. Gender, date of birth, fax number. What's the next on the form? Date of birth, probably.
The ghastly paperwork leads off with a question so pernicious it deals a critical hit. Applicant date of birth.
Oh, fuck. 9 damage. Holy 16 damage.
You delicately write in your date of birth. If only you were never born, Wendell, you wouldn't have to fill out this awful paperwork.
Damn.
You say to yourself.
Takes 4 damage. What's next on the form? Adventuring license ID number, reference number for assigned quest, contact information for request grantor. Oh no, not the contact information.
Now the paperwork is asking for the contact information of quest grantor. These bureaucrats will truly stop at nothing. You take a critical hit.
Damn. Defeated.
Oh gods, I'm done for! You scream. The paperwork was so thoroughly soul-crushing that you perish.
Damn. Steve dead. Steve dead.
You would rather die than fill out more paperwork.
Me too. What a nice congratulate. It's a nice. Don't lose hope yet.
Don't lose hope yet. Restart encounter? Yes or no?
Oh, he restarted the encounter.
You wield your pen and begin your duel with bureaucracy.
Attention to the details in his paperwork this time. Okay.
Combat. Type help combat for list of battle commands. With an anguished howl, you write your full legal name at the top of the paperwork. Take that, paperwork, you say.
4 damage. Gender.
The odious paperwork starts with a question so horrible, it deals you a critical hit. Circle gender of applicant.
Oh no.
You circle M carefully. That's right, Wendell, you tell yourself. You'll need to embrace your inner masculinity to overcome this foe.
6 damage, oh.
Now the paperwork is asking for your adventuring license ID number. Is nothing sacred?
Uh-oh.
I suppose every adventurer should know their official adventuring license ID number by heart, you say. You check 3 times to make sure you wrote it down correctly.
Calculation of financial superiority. Affidavit of neopistic immunity. I don't know what any of these words
Just when
mean.
you thought you were nearly finished, the paperwork asks you to attach a supporting dispositive motion via narrative
Not a critical.
clause. It's a Gordian knot of interconnected paperwork. You take a critical hit.
And Steve's dead.
Oh, God! Paperwork was so thoroughly soul-crushing that you perish.
Damn. All right, Steve.
You would rather...
You should probably expect Steve to die a lot. He tends not to learn from his mistakes. Don't worry, you'll get it next time.
Don't worry, you'll get it next time. Restart encounter? Yes or no?
I'm trying to end my video, bro.
You wield your pen. Begin your duel with bureaucracy.
Again, these bureaucrats are so finicky. They even get upset about proper pronunciation.
Combat.
Okay. Difficult to get air, blah blah blah.
With an
He attacks again. 3 damage. Fax number.
The paperwork's...
There we go.
Who the blazes still uses a fax machine? You leave this field blank. You worry that your application will...
I'm trying to get through this. License ID.
Now the for your... As you endure a
Oh
bureaucratic...
no, not a critical hit. I'm trying to avoid those.
I suppose official adventuring license ID number by heart. You check 3 times to make... Asks you to attach a supported financial superiority. This is an administrative...
Oh no. Seriously, if you think killing Steve will teach him to be a better player, you're wrong. My theory is that Steve has to... Is he gonna try again until I get it right? Oh no.
Just view the...
He's gonna keep dying until I...
Your type that for list of battle.
Wait, you giving him critical hits? Another critical hit, bro. What the hell? I'm not trying to kill him.
Oh, God.
Just if I give him the... There might be mistakes on this paperwork that deal less damage. Look for moves that end with period instead of a colon. Okay.
Come.
Fax number. Okay.
Who the blazes still uses a fax machine? You say. With trepidation, you leave this field blank. You worry that your you don't have a fax machine.
So periods do less damage?
I suppose every adventurer should know their official adventuring license ID number by heart, you say. You check 3 times to make sure you wrote it down
look
correctly.
At periods, bro. 6 damage.
Just when you thought you were nearly affidavit of nepotistic immunity, did they expect you to carry this around with you on the off chance you were arrested? You write, I testify that my daddy's famous on a sheet of...
Signature.
There is but one blank square left. Signature. With the last ounce of strength you have left, you add your signature to the completed paperwork.
Nice. There we go.
Gasping for breath, you slowly crawl across the floor and give the paperwork to the prison guard with your shaking hand. I did it. I will bear these scars for the remainder of my days, but did it, you say. Oh, nice, says the prison guard. Come along now. The prison guard leads you upstairs from the lobby to the courtroom on the top level of the jail. The courtroom is a small, rustic room with stone walls and simple wooden furniture. One large circular window illuminates the room.
Okay. That is where we'll stop until next time. We've been going for an hour and a half, so I gotta stop and edit it. I don't want the videos to be too long. So I'll stop here and we'll be back next time. All right. See you guys then. Bye. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. I'll probably try to go further this week and see how long, but this game looks like it might take a little while. So I hope you guys enjoy it and like it, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, bye bye.